Hey guys, this is Ryan Scribner, co-founder of InvestingSimple.com, and in this video we're going to talk about what to expect when transferring your stocks from one brokerage firm to another. In this day and age, it is much easier thanks to something called the Automatic Customer Account Transfer Service, or ACATS. However, one misconception out there is that it's completely free to use this service. Some brokerage firms are going to charge a fee for an ACATS transfer. You're going to want to look into this beforehand by Googling the brokerage firm that you're transferring out of to see if they have an ACATS transfer fee. But starting off here, what exactly is a brokerage firm? Well, a brokerage firm is a middleman entity that connects buyers and sellers of different financial assets, such as stocks, bonds, and ETFs. And it's a pretty common thing to want to move from one to another. You're also allowed to have as many different brokerage accounts as you want. So if you wanted to keep both of them and have your money in many different places, you're allowed to do that. But for simplicity and tax filing sake and things like that, a lot of people look to consolidate down to one or just a small handful of these investment accounts. And I'm sure you've come across tons of examples of these, but just to include a few, we have Fidelity as well as TD Ameritrade and the up-and-comer here, Robinhood, who has grown in popularity a lot in the last decade. So what's the process like with transferring your brokerage account? Well, it really comes down to just 3 simple steps. You have a current brokerage firm that you're using, you want to go somewhere else, and so where you're opening that new account is where you have to determine the type of account that you're opening. Is it going to be an individual account? Is it going to be a joint account? Are you opening up an IRA? You also need to make sure it's the same name or names if it's a joint account, for example, and you're going to be initiating the transfer of assets here. So your new brokerage firm is going to contact your old brokerage firm and get your assets transferred over utilizing that ACATS service. So that's what happens in your new account. But in terms of your old account, the brokerage firm you're transferring out of, you're going to need your account number, which is often with your statements. You'll also need the account type, as there's different types, like we said, individual, IRAs, you have joint accounts. You're going to want to be aware of the cash balance in that account, especially if there's any fees involved with that ACATS transfer, as you'll need to have that money within your cash balance in most cases. And you're also going to want to be aware of the types of assets within your brokerage account. For example, a lot of times cryptocurrency is ineligible for transfers, as well as things like options that are going to be expiring soon, or even penny stocks that might trade on the over-the-counter exchanges. You want to be aware of these things because oftentimes if these ineligible assets can't be transferred, they're going to be liquidated and the cash will transfer. So if you don't want these things to be sold off, you're going to want to take care of them before initiating that transfer. And as we mentioned before, everything here is going to take place with the ACATS service. It's extremely convenient, but it's not always free. It's up to a brokerage firm whether or not they collect a fee, and I've seen this fee as high as $125 in some cases. So you should definitely look into it beforehand. That way you're not shocked if you have a big fee that you're hit with when transferring. Now, when you're moving from one brokerage account to another, it's important to consider any bonuses that you might be able to take advantage of, because you as a customer are very valuable to a brokerage firm, and oftentimes they're offering incentives for users who open new accounts and transfer assets in. So we're going to cover a few of the best bonuses now that are available to the Investing Simple readers and also you as a viewer of the channel, and those bonuses are going to be linked up in the description below. The first bonus I'm going to tell you about is through Robinhood, so if you wanted to transfer over to them, you can get one free stock worth up to $200. Now, a few more details about that. There's a $0 minimum to open up an account with Robinhood, and you actually get to pick your stock from a list of 20 leading American companies, and that is really cool. So you're not just like taking a shot in the dark, you actually get to pick if you wanted Tesla or Nvidia, for example, and then plenty others to choose from. And there's also a 1 to 3% IRA match offered over on Robinhood. So if, for example, you're looking to transfer a retirement account, you might want to look up more information about that IRA match. You can also find this on InvestingSimple.com and figure out how to take advantage of that free bonus offer. Now, like I said, the link is down below, but if you want to grab that free stock, it's going to be InvestingSimple.com/go/Robinhood to get one free stock worth up to $200. Moving on now, we have the M1 Finance Transfer Bonus. So if you're looking to take advantage of portfolio-based investing and really have all of your finances under one roof, this can be a great app for that. Now, they have a transfer bonus based on the dollar value of the account you're transferring over, and you do need to transfer at least $100,000 in value in terms of the account to get a $250 bonus. But if you are transferring a larger account, like for example, a $1 million account, you're looking at a $4,000 bonus. So if you have a pretty sizable brokerage account or retirement account, you can get a huge bonus rolling this over or transferring this over. So M1 Finance does have this going on through the end of March. And if you want to take advantage of it, you can visit investingsimple.com/go/M1, or it's linked up in the description below. The last thing I want to cover here are the basic steps you're going to be going through when you actually initiate this ACATS transfer. We've covered what this is now, we've covered the information you're going to need, but how about the sequence of events? Well, first of all, the very first step is actually opening up your new brokerage account, and this is going to be the receiving firm where you're transferring those assets. So you have to decide on your new brokerage firm, and if you're looking for some help on that, be sure to check out investingsimple.com for helpful reviews and comparisons. And then you're going to go ahead and open that new account. Now, when you open that account, that's where you make sure that the account type is the same as the one you're transferring, and the names also match on this account. Step number 2 is to collect the information that you need. And in this case, you're going to need to gather your account number, which is always, in most cases, going to be on your statement. And you might want to just download a digital copy of that to have on hand. And you also want to be aware of the type of account that you are transferring. You should also at this point check your cash balance, because if there's a fee involved with the transfer, it often has to come out of the cash balance of your previous brokerage firm. And you should also look at the types of assets in your account to make sure that none of them are ineligible for the transfer. Step number 3 is to initiate the transfer within your new brokerage account. It's the new firm that initiates this. It's not going to be the one you're transferring out of. All you're going to do in most cases is supply them with the account number as well as your most recent statement, and then through that ACATS system, they're going to handle everything automatically and electronically. They're going to reach out to your previous firm and begin the transfer of assets. Now, what should you expect from here? Well, in the timeline before your assets are delivered, which usually takes 5 to 7 business days, both your new account and your old account are going to be locked and restricted from trading. You won't be able to transfer money in or out, buy or sell stocks until the full transfer is completed. But other than that, it's a pretty simple process, and it's something that a lot of people are doing on a day-to-day basis. So don't think it's anything earth-shattering here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to check us out at investingsimple.com and bookmark us for next time, and I'll see you there.